I have my March layout share for you guys. I'm being joined by little man here who is probably going to be laughing through this whole thing because he thinks I'm talking to him and he thinks it's hilarious. I know, it's so funny. So this first one here is a layout that I did for Rebecca Lockhart's YouTube hop that we did to celebrate her milestone. So I took a layout. I know. I took a layout that I really liked of hers, and I actually kind of found that it matched the sketch. You're not going to let me do this, are you? The sketch for the day for Christy's 30 Days of Sketches. It worked pretty good because when I turned the sketch on its side, it had a lot of similarities to Rebecca's layout. So her layout inspired the mixed media and the watercolors and all of that, and then the sketch kind of was the inspiration for all of these different paper layers. So I love this one, and I didn't intend for it to be monochromatic, but it is, and I think it turned out so great, and green is my favorite color, so I was really happy with that. This is another layout that was done for Christy's 30 Days of Sketches. I think this might have been maybe day 1 or 2, something like that. And this was maybe day 4, somewhere around there. This was using one of my sampler packs from Scrapbook and Cards Today. He really is going to make this a tough video to get through. I'm so sorry. He just thinks it's so funny that I'm talking to myself. He's now growling at me because he's a dinosaur. My kit for How to Kill a Kit with Style for March was made up of all of my sampler packs that I have left over, so that's where this came from. This was also created using papers from my sampler packs and one of Christy's sketches. This one was created using a sketch and then papers from the Daisy Meadows collection from Close to My Heart that I got from Jen Smith. So I created this in collaboration with her. So all of these papers, this is from the sticker pack, a lot of these stickers, and then these are just some Simple Stories alphas that kind of matched. So this layout was created for the telephone hop game. Go and check out my video if you're not sure what that is. It explains the whole thing, but it's a really fun series. So go and take a look and hop along and you can see how our layouts transition from the original one all the way through a bunch of people to the end. I was in the middle, and so this is what I came up with. Also using bits and pieces from my sampler pack. This layout was created for my Everyday Inspiration series. The picture came to us from Dolly this month, and it was a picture of some stills in a distillery or a brewery. And so I went to my sampler packs, but then also my Wild Whisper stamp set to create these awesome beer steins. And I just used flat back pearls from BB Craft to kind of create the suds that go on top of the beer steins. This was really fun to put together. And it is also using the sketch. So this layout was created for Kathy Feigel's milestone hop that we did. So I scrap lifted her. Her layout was sort of more like this, using scraps of paper along the side, and her title was also Cousins. That's kind of what drew me to it. I've got my kids and their cousins here. This was before we had our little man. I actually love how this turned out. It's so simple, but it just looks so pretty with all the colors and the patterns and things. For Stretch the Sketch this month, I went ahead and shrunk the sketch into a traveler's notebook insert. This is my COVID, the second half of my COVID journal, and we were using a sketch by MK Gunn, so it had lots of fun hexagons and things in it. You can see that in my video and on Instagram, and I used the In This Together collection from Close to My Heart. Again, I got that from Jen Smith, and I just love the colors in this one. They're so pretty and vibrant and delicate, but also like bright. So yeah, this was really fun to put together. I love the little hexagons, and I think it turned out really nice. So this layout was created for the Mixed Media Frenzy hop that we did this month. We scrap lifted someone, so you can go and check out the original layout in my Instagram and the video. I used markers to create the watercolor effect in the background, just to kind of show that you don't necessarily have to have really fancy watercolor products. You don't have to have, you know, expensive color palettes or crayons or markers or any of those things. You can actually just use Crayolas, or I used watercolor markers that I actually got at Dollar Tree, just to kind of show that you can still get some really beautiful, vibrant effects. And they're a great way to kind of start out if you're really not sure about mixed media or watercoloring. You can definitely use something like that to play and experiment and make your, you know, mistakes and see how things work, and then move on to the more expensive products when you're more confident. But everything else on here either comes from sampler packs, like these flowers and this ribbon here, I think. This sticker here and some of the other ones I've tucked in. I've got some Maggie Holmes stickers on here because of course they've got the bunnies on them from her big American Craft sticker book. And then the paper and this little bunny here and this little bunny here. And these stickers for my title come from Close to My Heart from the Daisy Meadows collection. Here is the layout that I did for Christmas in March. It's from one of Christy's sketches, and this was just so much fun to put together. I kind of have some trees over here, some baubles coming down. It's fun because this was a sketch that a lot of people were kind of stuck on, and so I took that as a challenge to kind of see how I could interpret it and turn it into a Christmas sketch, because it actually in the sketch has flowers, and I would definitely say it kind of leads you more towards a spring sketch. So I had to think outside of the box a little bit and turn it into a Christmas sketch. This is a Wild Whisper design team layout that I created, also following one of the sketches. So I have some Pam Bray Carefree in here, and then some Pam Bray watercolor. I have the little 6x6 papers from her watercolor collection, and then these wood veneer and the little sequins come from Dollarama. So this one came together really quick and fun and easy, but I just love the pops of bright colors. This layout was also created for Christy's 30 Days of Sketches. I'm so proud of myself that there is so much white space going on here. I just love it. But the sketch really was like that. It was kind of this little cluster with some mixed media and all these beautiful drips, and then everything else was white. And the drips instantly made me think of this picture of Bassie when he was little, eating one of these little gelato things, and I snapped this picture before he was too bad, but by the end of it there were just like red drips of sugary water all over him. So I thought it would be fun to kind of play with that. And it's using sampler pack papers and some sticker sheets that I was actually able to use up from Stampin' Up! This is a layout that I put together for MK Gunn's 1,000 subscriber YouTube hop that we just recently did. I scrap lifted her layout, and she actually used a sketch from one of Christy's 30 Days of Sketches from a previous round. So I thought it kind of all tied in together really well, and I really like how it gave me the opportunity to stretch these papers that I have. They're actually 6x6 papers that I was able to cut down from my sampler pack. So this layout really tied a whole bunch of things in together, and I just love the bright colors, and it's very cheerful and playful, and got to use up this Creative Memories collection that came in my sampler pack just from March. Super cute. This is the other Wild Whisper design team layout that I did for this month, following one of Christy's sketches. And then I used my flowers instead of paper to kind of create this border, and use some 4x6 cards from the paper pack. All of this comes from their Play in the Dirt collection. They actually kind of made it a double collection. So part of the collection is plants and indoor things, and part of the collection is more outdoor gardens. And then they actually made 2 stamp sets and 2 ephemera packs and 2 different versions of flair. So it's a really fun, versatile collection, and if you get the whole thing, you kind of have the complete package. There's sequins and all kinds of stuff. So I just put different pieces together from the 2 different like outdoor and indoor kind of plant things. So there's some ephemera and sequins and a flare here. These come from Dear Lizzie, and then I just added my journaling here. And the journaling talks about hope, so it kind of fit for the other series that came out on the same day, the Scrapbooking from the Heart series. Our theme for this month was hope, so that also works for this, and I talk a little bit more about hope and why I think flowers kind of represent hope in the video. And my last layout for the month is from the Off the Board series, which was on the 31st. So Christy's 30 Days of Sketches only has the 30 days. So we all decided to use one of the sketches that Sandy's been following for her series, and we all use the same sketch. So that's really fun when we kind of all get together to do that. So you get to see a bunch of different interpretations of the same sketch. I used my sampler pack and some stamping from the really cute pet collection from Wild Whisper, and just documented my cats. There are 2 of them in there, but Salem is black, so he kind of blends into the couch. You can't really see him. And then this is when Storm was still a brand new kitten and kind of snuggling up to him. And that is all my layouts. So let me show you what I have left from my kit this month. Okay, so here is what I have left over from my kit. So I used quite a bit of these fall kits that I have, which is kind of funny because I made mostly spring layouts, but there's a couple stickers that you can see I used off of that, and I have a lot of just scraps of paper. So you can see here I've cut pretty much through all of these. This one is very fall. I kind of kept it together to use during the fall, but here's some more of those scraps and the color green, and I did use the stamp to use the little clover. So I got a lot of bits and pieces. You can see more here that I've cut, and in these as well. So I basically used all of the birthday stuff, the creative memories stuff. I just have these little bits left over, and a couple of the stickers because I do have a plan for those stickers. And I think maybe just one of the, oh yeah, 2 of the ephemera pieces left over. And then here I also, this is the kit that was mostly Vicky Boutin and Amy Tangerine. And as you can see, like, I've used up a lot of these stickers and the papers. I don't think I have any full pieces. They're all just cut pieces, so that's really good. This is from a different collection that's in here. So I think I put a pretty good dent in quite a few of my kits, my sampler packs. They're all kind of mixed up and the papers are all over, and I'm totally okay with that because it means I'm using them. I got some of the little ephemera pieces used up from in here. I got quite a few of the strips of, these are kind of like cardstock, but they look like washi strips. I got quite a few of those used up. I have, let me see if I can pull out the full pieces of paper that I have left. I only have these 2 pieces of full paper left over from Daisy Meadows, and I'll probably get these used up on some Easter layouts for April from our current Easter we just had. I've used a bunch of the enamel dots, and then I just have these few scraps. So this one's pretty much all used up. This one I used a big chunk of the yellow. This one I've been fussy cutting the bunny and some of the eggs out of, and I used up, whoops, that goes over here. And I used up a few stickers, but again, I've got some here that I wanted to use for this year, so I've kind of been holding on to those, but I think I will keep this in my kit again for April and get it all used up on some current Easter layouts, so I'll put that to the side. I put these all in my kit. I think I'm just going to keep putting them in my kits every month until I get them used up. So these are just a couple of the other colors that I have that I didn't show in my kit reveal. And you can see I didn't get any of these ones used, but I did get a few of the black ones used up. So I just wanted to show these other ones. They're also going to be carried over into my kit for April. And then for the mix and match for March, I think I used 2 of these papers, so I only have these 4 left. That's great. They, again, make beautiful backgrounds, so they're going to stay in my April kit. And I got, you can see here, a bunch of the stickers used. And a lot of these papers are cut into, you can see some scraps there. So some stickers, and here are the papers where I was punching out hexagons for MK's sketch that we used for Stretch the Sketch. And some other chunks of this used up, and then I still do have all of these full papers. So again, this is kind of something that I'm always keeping out, all of my COVID stuff, because it's kind of an ongoing scrap, right? You just, as our story unfolds, we keep documenting it. So this is always part of my kit. And this is the In This Together collection from Close to My Heart that I got from Jen Smith. So yeah, I think that was it for my kit for March. You can see that I did do pretty good, and it feels like I still have a lot of stuff left over, but I think that's because these sampler packs, even though they're small, they just go on forever and ever. And a lot of the layouts that we did this month, using the sketches and things like that, I was using up little bits and scraps. And so I did do pretty good, I think, and I got a good dent. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.